Also, the um the boyfriend Lance, the conversation that we know is fake. Uh, Tyler Robinson. Yeah, I believe they used him as a decoy. Yes, and I do believe they tried to do some sinister things with that. Think about it. It looks like a victim recruited a victim, just like Epstein, right? Yeah, that happens every day. My nephew calls and fights. If I get into it, they turn it against me. So I just stay out of it. But anyway, um, even though we know he wasn't the shooter, we know it's a big, hoax. There's still a lot to it that is really sinister and messed up. And the fact that Lance is acting like a narcissist. Oh, yes. Even this conversation is the way that he's got these really short answers. And you can tell that Robinson said that he was trying to keep him safe, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I believe that kind of stuff plays a role in this. I believe Lance and his little posse deliberately targeted that boy to turn him into a scapegoat. We already know that the shot came from behind. How do we know that wasn't Lance or one of his friends? They put out a book before this happened. Somebody did. And they're like, oh, how was the book out? Who published it? Who wrote it? And they all act like, oh, well, it came out the day before. It takes a while to get a book published, unless the publisher is behind it too. And we already know that this goes really deep, so that's very possible. Nobody's checked into that. And Mr. Patel over here, oh, we're following the money. We're following. No, the fuck you're not. We have followed the money without even seeing bank accounts, and we have pointed out the suspects that you still haven't got to. You haven't figured out how that kid got that nice car. You haven't figured out anything. Why he was put up to doing what he was doing, who put him up to doing it when he's got a whole group of lefties that came into a right red family, if that's the way you want to say it. And yes, if you've heard of all the stuff that they've been saying online and all this, that would be a gold mine to them to pluck that son from that father and turn him and then get him in trouble like this. That is also the same freaking tactics that Epstein people used. Because Lance is a victim turned into a monster. That's what they do. What were they doing to children? The same thing. What are they doing now? Going after the younger crowd to manipulate them, just like they did with the other kids. And it's always teenagers and young 20s. Yeah, now you got this stuff coming out about the dude Chris or Ava or whatever, and people are stupid. His name is Chris. He is not Ava. It is a he. And you could tell that there was something wrong with that group when you watch their challenges. Like the single ones that they do by themselves, it's always a whole bunch of men. Every once in a while, it's a girl. And it's just the way they act. You can tell that Cameron, all them, are into that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Beast wasn't one of Epstein's people. Yeah, nobody's put that together yet, have they? And isn't the one boy Hunter's father the one that writes the scripts for Jimmy Kimmel? Nobody's checked into that either. Hmm. Supposedly our FBI and all them are, second to none, are, the best at, investigations. Yeah, I think that's another manipulation tactic to make us believe that whatever they say has to be true. Well, that's not the case. Facts have spoken for themselves, and these people are in reports reported that they were messing with investigations and hiding things, with missing people, with missing children, mainly the 411. Just like the 411 and all that is very weird, kind of like the people missing from their cars and them being found in abandoned barns, and could never find out who did anything to them, could never find the people. Yeah. And what's funny is those stories aren't a part of the 411, even though they match the same eerie outline. Vanished without a trace. Certain things were left behind with no, you know, supposedly evidence, and we don't even know that because the FBI would come in and the Army and Green Berets came in on one of them with the missing 411. Sounds like they were hunting something, or tried to make it seem like they were hunting something. That show of force would make people believe that they knew something, or tried to make believe that they knew something more sinister was there. Because why would they do that much of force? And you had how many people that were turned away from looking? Then you have the state police and the FBI both messing with things, and then nothing comes out about it. It's just unsolved. Hmm. Something stinks. They have to be behind it. They have to. Just too many incidences of that going down and no explanation on why they're doing it. I mean, it'd be one story if they're trying to keep it quiet so they could bust the person, but they don't. To me, that is a clear indication that they're a part of it. They're one of the main denominators in all these weird coincidences of people missing. Yep, they're the ones supposedly taking over the investigations, and nothing is found. And the explanations and stuff, if they give any, don't add up. They just shut up and move on. Like, that's what we said, and that's what it is. Right. Now, if we noticed that somebody kept popping up around all these crazy situations, and every time they were interviewed, they didn't say much or try to divert, and then we find out they did, and all they do is stay silent and say, hey, that's what I said, that's what it is, they wouldn't be let go. They'd be watched heavily, but not the FBI, not the CIA. Nobody finds that strange? I do. Just like it was either Secret Service or FBI that was in that building that had a second story on it, looking right over top the roof that Crooks was supposed to be on. And you're telling me they couldn't look out that window, look down maybe 10, not even 10 feet, and see this man in front of them with a gun? Also, I believe that's where the second uh, different sounding weapon that went off in that video. When the person's standing there and you can see Crooks, but you can see the window open, behind Crooks, but you hear his gun go off, which is the AR, and then you hear a different, and that one sounds like a 308 or 30 6, and it sounds like it's muffled, like it's inside of a building. Then you hear the last shot that took Crooks out. And what happens if he's dead? He can't expose anything, right? We can never get his statement, can we? Why do you think they're trying to off Tyler so quick? And yeah, I think they got him on so many meds inside that jail. That's why he's. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on, and he's young. He doesn't. He's not going to fully understand it until he gets convicted and they go to do something about it. And at that point, oh, it's on paper. Oh, it is what it is, but the law has spoken. That's when you find that quiet shit later that, oops, they fucked up. They didn't get the right person. A lot of young men and women are able to be manipulated like that, especially by somebody they think they're in love with. So I know it.